And welcome back to another reading with Beyond the Vote. Luna, this is your 2026 general reading. I'll just be shuffling the cards. We're going to be doing all 12 months. I'm going to be using 3 different decks to just go a bit into detail when it comes to each month. But yeah, let me first shuffle the cards because the first question that I have is, what are the cards of the year? What are the cards of the year? Let me shuffle. We literally have about 6 cards here for the card of the year, but I understand it's because it's a very huge collective, so it's not going to just be one card. Okay, so what we have here is that we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Hangman, we have the Devil card, we have the Two of Swords, and we have the Four of Swords. I feel like let's go from the hectic to the least hectic. Okay, now the problem was that as I was busy shuffling, I was hearing like things coming out, 2x2s and so on. It's like something about a pair, right? Others of you, it's like a combo of something. Maybe it's like you're going to be restocking for certain things within your business, or you're thinking of restocking stuff, or simply buying things in small quantities. Others of you, I was hearing it as a way of like confessions, which was a very weird thing because it doesn't make sense. But it's like the way that they were saying it, it was a way of it sounding like it's a riddle. You have to figure it out, like, oh, things coming in 2x2, right? 2x2, it's like, and I'm also hearing it's like it's giving this thing of one truth and one lie. So you need to be careful of that, okay? I'm also hearing Kemet. The word Kemet might be very significant. Because, yeah. But anywho, we even have more confirmation with the Seven of Cups because it talks about illusions, having to make choices, this energy of like trying to escape reality. I was seeing like birds as well, trying to, yeah, it's like the poem Caged Bird. I can't remember whether it's a poem or whether it's just a phrase, but I think it's a poem because that's what I was getting the most. So there's this thing of like you feeling like there were certain promises that were unfulfilled. Some of them getting this energy of like this unjust vibe where you feel like, 2025 was just so bad to a point where you feel like if that year wasn't good, I shouldn't be looking forward to next year, because if I get too excited, I'm not going to, I'm going to be disappointed like I was this year, right? So it's like you feel like you're repeating a cycle from previous years, because for some of you, it's like you feel like you've been in the same broken pattern where every single year you start off with high hopes and then it just all goes down. Okay, but your guides are saying that most of the time the problem is that you're way too busy fantasizing things, and that's what makes you lose control. It's like you thinking about things and saying, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, I hope that this and this happens. You are saying that you want it to happen, but are you doing something to get to that point? No, you're not. Okay, so that's why they were saying that daydreams, like, stop daydreaming. It's time for you to do things, because right now, yeah, because I feel like some of you, you're being placed on the back burner is what I'm getting by your guides, because you are simply, basically, I was hearing disrespecting yourself by downplaying your talents and your gifts and all the things that you're capable of. That's why they were saying that there's all these gifts and rewards and so on and so forth, but you are only thinking of them in an imaginative way instead of actually working towards these things. Okay, so that's what would make you lose control. With the Eight of Wands, take action on your ideas. There will be this energy, and I'm sure most of you have already had it, where currently we're thinking about building a certain house, buying a car, doing this and so on and so forth. Some of you are just like planning on the little things, right? Even if you feel like, I'm not going to be planning as much for 2025 because last year I planned, but like it wasn't successful. But your guides are saying that there's definitely this influence or energy of creativity, right? And it's going to just come in as an energy of force, because you're going to be like, I'm sick and tired of living the same life. Because I'm also seeing snails. That's why I'm saying that your guides feel like this. So like your guides are not turning their back against you, but they're disappointed in you for simply lacking the. I'm hearing bravery as well. It's like you're constantly placing yourself in a position of like, oh, like, what will people say if I do this? Because some of you, it's like you want to do things that you know that your family might not approve of at first, or friends might say things about it first. But the problem is that your guys are saying that you must remember that with all these ideas and all these things, people will always have something to say. And one of the biggest things that I was getting from this as I was busy shuffling was that you must realize that power comes from the energy of you simply not caring about what others are saying. As long as you stay in your lane and you don't do others badly and you just focus on you, forget about everybody else. Like, that's the kind of energy that I'm getting right now. Okay, so you need to take action on your ideas, because even now, yeah, right now we also have the Four of Swords here, and it's like currently your guys are saying that for some of it, it's like you are also placed in a position of resting, right? You're in this energy of like, okay, you are resting. Others of you, it's like your guides are forcing you into certain like situations where things have to like pick up the pace. Like, some of you will be shocked to have this thing of like people calling, because that's another thing that I'm getting, or people emailing you and being like, hey, don't you want to go and do this and this and this with me? Don't you want to go and start this and this and this with me before before a certain month? Because I was also getting that for some of you, by the time of August or October, many of you are going to be very far, like in terms of you're going to be looking back and you're going to realize, oh my god, like things changed drastically. Okay, so but right now your guides are saying that you are currently placed in a position of just time out, because right now you're being suffocated by these negative thoughts, just being suffocated by these negative circumstances. It's like the power's out is what I'm hearing. The power's out. That's what I'm getting. So currently it's like, it's okay. Yes, your guys are saying that you need to take some time to rest. You need to, rejuvenate. You need to. I'm also getting the energy of you having to reflect on something. And I feel like it's mostly also the thing of reflecting on this year alone. What lessons have you learned? I was also getting for some of you that you should get like a journal, right? And write down for each month. And it's like for some of it has to turn into a practice, because many of you forget certain things that might have happened back then. Others of you are seeing you creating jar, like taking a jar, right? And every single time, I'm seeing like 2 jars. Every single time something positive happens, you place it in one jar, and then the other one would be for like bad things happening and so on. Because it's like because I'm hearing changing the situation. I'm also hearing changing the objective. Crazy. But it's like you want to, also hearing see things through. Changing your perspective on life. Because as much as bad things happen, good things will also happen in your life. Even with the journal, it's like when January comes, you look at January, you journal, you write whatever has hurt you, you write whatever has gone right, and so on and so forth. You be yourself, okay? And then February comes, you do the same thing. Others of you can be that you just write simple things like January on a paper. What did you learn? Okay, I learned how to save for the month. I learned how to, what didn't go right. I was trying to go to a vacation with, but I couldn't. And you state reasons as to why. It's like reflecting and also just learning from your experiences, despite how silly it may seem. How silly it may seem, like people just writing like, oh, I lost my pen today. Okay, what did you learn? I shouldn't just leave my stuff unattended. It seems like a silly thing, but it's a very huge thing. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's the kind of energy that I'm also getting. I'm also hearing the words will to survive. And also the song I Will Survive. I forgot the lady's name. But anyhow, so for others of you, I'm also seeing the devil card. Okay, yeah, there's going to be this energy of having to look at your shadow self, because if you don't look at your shadow self, you're going to be powerless. It's the thing that's going to chain you down. Others of you, I'm saying that you're going to be in this energy of like trying to indulge in the finer things of life, materialistic kind of situation, but your guides are like warning you that do not take it too far, like do it healthily. Don't do it in a way where it's like you depend on it, because it's like depending on worldly things and then you forget who you are. Because I'm also hearing it's like forgetting where you're coming from, because it's like for some of you there might be an opportunity that's going to pop out, and once you get into it, because I was also hearing the word catching flies, and it's going to bring in a lot of like a lavish lifestyle is what I'm also hearing from your guys. And it's like, do not let it make you forget who you are, because I'm also hearing the sentence, don't switch up on your day ones. Okay, so even with the hangman talks about how currently you're in this energy of waiting for things to change. I'm also hearing waiting for things to suffice. Crazy. Right? And it's like there's a certain sacrifice that you have to make, even though you're very hesitant about it. But you just have to do it, because without sacrifice, there is no life. Okay? Without risks, there is no such thing as, I've lived my life, I've experienced this and this. Yeah. I love how, as I'm busy talking about without risks, we have the 10 of Pentacles coming out here. As you can see, it talks about legacy, inheritance, roots, security, family, prosperity, and success. That's why I'm saying that this year, it's like, that's what this year. Next year, it's a whole year where it's like people are going to be going after their wildest dreams. Because that's another one that I'm getting. It's like so many of you are just blaming things on like just being broke. And it's like, it's understandable, but at the same time, it's like, you are the reason as to why you're holding yourself back. That's why we have the devil card here that talks about how the things that you claim to be holding you back might not actually be the things that are holding you back. It's like you need to keep on looking closer. You need to look deeper into your life and look at things like, okay, friends, family, the way that I, simple things, dress up. Simple things like that can change your life like insanely. So you need to focus on such things so that you can actually get to be the version of you that you want to be. Okay, so even with the Two of Swords, it talks about how currently, you see, you're stalling. There's this sense of indecision, but you will be realizing that there's strength through suffering, and your peace will definitely be restored, is what your guides are saying. So you need to understand that as much as life has been difficult, understand that your day will definitely come, and it won't only just be for a day. Because one of the biggest things that I feel like I personally don't believe in is just this thing of like, oh, one day I'm going to, yes, one day, but I don't want to limit it to just one day, because there's so many blessings out there for you to just be saying one day. Okay, so let's shuffle the next few cards. Hold on. Okay, so challenge of the year. What is the challenge of the year? The challenge of the year. Okay. These are way too many. Hold on. With the challenge of the year, we have the Sun card. Basically, the challenge of the year next year would be that many of you, it's optimism, okay? The positivity that you're surrounding yourself with and that you speak upon yourself, that you treat yourself with, because that's another one. It talks about your radiance, and your strength. So that's your challenge, where you're supposed to see things through a different, I'm also hearing different lens. That's why I was saying, like, changing the perspective that you have on yourself or of your life. Okay, because another one was that the other challenge of your life is basically the challenge of expanding your ideas. Group work is another one that is there, and growth in general. Many of you are going to be having this thing of, trying to fix things, like learning how to prepare things, learning how to plan things. Some of you, it's going to be a situation where you are still getting out of your shells, learning how to be open to other people and honest, not only to others, but to yourself. Okay, because the other time, this reminds me of a topic that I had with my dad the other day. We were talking about how with many people they would like to start their spiritual journey, um and they want to be aligned, yes, but the problem is that, and it's not even a problem, the problem to them is that once we speak about alignment in the spiritual journey, same goes for physical and so on and so forth, you have to face yourself just as much as you be facing others and telling them that, oh, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to me. I don't like what you did and I need to cut you off. Same goes for your toxic traits. You need to cut them off, because at the end of the day, sometimes it's not people. It's not people that ruin your lives. Sometimes it's you. And then you wonder why you bring in the same energy, the same people into your life. Why? Because you still hold the same energy of before, where you only want to see yourself as the victim. And not saying that in certain situations you're not the victim, because it's possible to be a victim and also the reason as to why a certain thing happened to you. Simple examples. You might say that, okay, let's use a friendship breakup. A friendship breakup might take place. Once that friendship breakup takes place, you'll be stating that, okay, this friend did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 and disrespected me, right? But on the flip side, that's why I was saying with the journaling, it's like you're seeing things through. You're going to be going deeper into each and every single problem that you experience and looking at it from both perspectives, because that's another one way you also need to learn how to see things from different perspectives and understand, and not understanding in a way of having people come back into your life to come and dribble you or walk all over you. It's just a thing of learning and being like cautious next time, that okay, the reason as to why this thing keeps on happening is because I keep on giving access to the people that treat me the way that, like, however they want to treat me, whereas I put them on this high pedestal. I treat them like the way, like in a very proper way, compared to everybody else in my life. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's the kind of a thing where it's like you're supposed to look at it from that perspective, where it's like, how can I change the situation? Because it will definitely change you. And that's another thing that I'm hearing. It's like with some of you, it's like when you're writing, you're going to be writing the prompt, how did this situation change me? Okay, so that's another one. But just in general, I'm also hearing that for some of you, it's like you're going to be having to get rid of these people-pleasing tendencies. Is another one that I'm getting. With the Three of Wands upside down, the other challenge is your arrogance. Okay? Yeah, your arrogance and disorganization. The number 111 might be very significant. So you need to focus on fixing that, because you need to stop being stubborn. Yeah, because I'm also hearing that the more that you're stubborn, the more that you're closing yourself off, is the more that God, your guides, the universe. I'm also smelling the scent of like sage. Sage might be significant, might be that you need to also cleanse. Maybe that's where the arrogance comes in, where you're constantly delaying certain things, cleansing, new beginnings, receiving new stuff. I'm even seeing the Five of Swords here. It talks about selfishness, conflict, aggression, argument, fear of failure, anxiety, and self-sabotage. We just had more confirmation. Yeah. It's like some of you're still going to be stuck in this thing of like, I don't want people to help me. And your guides are saying that they're bringing in a lot of resources for you, people to come and assist you. So that's why I was saying that some of it's like you're going to be called to, a certain place. I'm also hearing certain projects as well. That's why we even had the whole group work situation. And it's like you are going to be trying to have this thing of like controlling certain things, not realizing that when it comes to such settings, you work together, not like it's not a thing where it's like they're doing a favor for you or vice versa. So that's what you also need to learn. Okay, so stop being hard-headed. So let's just go to the cards of January. In January, what we're seeing here is the Moon card, the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Let's start with the Moon. With the Moon, they're talking about this illusion, that fear is the biggest illusion that you're going to be facing in January. and you need to use your intuition. There's some form of deception that's also happening that's going to cause this energy of dissatisfaction. I'm hearing that many of you are going to be realizing so many things. It's like putting two and two together, just like the thing that I said in the beginning. Because we also have mystery coming through, also, right? But many of you, I feel like you're also, even with the Pisces side, it's like you're still going to be in your dreamy state. Like, oh, this is a new year, let's just, and it's like it's okay to be in a dreamy state, but don't just dream, also do, okay? So, even with the Seven of Pentacles, there's this energy of you having to look back at what you achieved, again, is what they're saying. And you need to use it as a way to plan. What did you want to achieve, in 2025 that you now want to move into 2026? Why isn't it that you could achieve it? And how can you better the plan so that you can actually do it? I'm hearing that most of you, it's like there's a certain amount of people within the collective that overplan things and tend to forget that life has its own twists and turns, while others of you, it's like you don't plan at all. You are always here, but there's nothing that's happening. Okay, so you need to be very diligent. The reflection is necessary, okay, and also remembering that you have made progress. It might not look like how you want it to look, but it's still progress. Remember, slow progress is still progress, is what your guides are saying. With with the Nine of Pentacles, we have that there's going to be some form of like, yeah, we have bad faith. And we also have wanting rewards without work. You see that energy? That's what I was saying, that there's this energy of you going to have setbacks because you're constantly in this energy of trying to be so, oh, in the future I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. But you just also talk and there's nothing that you actually do, right? And even with the things that you achieved in 2025, because I'm also hearing with others of it, like due to certain circumstances, since you couldn't achieve them, you still need to be proud of how far you've come. Because imagine the version of you 3 years ago versus the version of you right now. Imagine the difference of what happened back then and versus right now, and how you were changed, and how like things basically changed you. I'm hearing that as much as it's painful that certain things might have changed you, but it was not for the worse, it was for the better. The problem is that you keep on placing it in a position of it being a bad thing, is what your guides are saying. So even with the King of Swords, they're talking about how you need to be truthful with yourself and you need to be cautious, right? And when it comes to these designs and plans of your life, you need to be controlled but determined. Don't be rushing to just jump into random things at the random time. Look at the after effects. Look at it from that thing of like, because I'm also hearing look at making a list of your short term and your long term goals, right? I'm also hearing that for others of you, it's like with you being controlled and determined, it's giving this energy of like understanding that as much as it's a new year and everybody wants to always say that, and then like within the new year, you start afresh, just in general, understand that every day is also a new day to start afresh. And this is not saying that you can be as lazy as you want for the next 6 months and then only at the end of a certain month within the year, that's when you want to start grinding. But the thing is, because we all live in different timelines, we all have different things going on. Someone wants to complete a certain, because I'm also hearing a certain course or a certain thing, right? And it might be that they're not able to also participate in certain things that are going to help them do whatever it is that they want to do. Therefore, that means that they would have to restrict themselves off of that thing for now and focus on what they are supposed to be focusing on right now. Whereas someone else might have the ability, or not ability, might have the time and basically the time to do whatever it is that they want and that they can, right? Because again, not everybody lives in the same kind of a situation and also timeline. Others of you, it's like you're going to have this thing of wanting to restart certain projects. Others of you, it's like you're going to want to restart certain relationships or certain friendships. It's like, even if it's not restarting, it's this energy of wanting you, because I'm also hearing revamping. It's like you wanting to change your appearance, wanting to change your circle, wanting to change things within, everything around you. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. But your guides, the first thing that they're saying for January is think. Okay, think. That's a very crucial word. Okay, but also be cautious. Remember what I was saying, that there's a certain illusion that's coming through here. Do not let fear. I love how someone's guide just came through and it's just so vulgar. She was saying that don't let fear bite you in the, because once it does, you're not going to want to participate in anything else, and that's just going to ruin everything. And then the next thing, December 2026, you're going to look back and be like, I just wasted my life, I don't know what to do with my life. But it's because you're constantly letting people's opinions and this idea of fear, this illusion actually, basically make you lose in life. Even with the Page of Wands, you need to keep your eye on your goals, because I'm getting that there's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of courage, and there's going to be this energy of like wanting to live again and breathe again, trying to find your spark, okay? Being enthusiastic, discovering things from back then or new things that you actually want to participate in. And then with the other cards, we had them in two ways. So I feel like let's start them upside down first, then go to the positive one. Okay, with the Seven of Cups, there's this energy of desire. Someone or some people might be looking at you with this energy of lust, right? And for you, it's going to be coming through as a sense of temptation. But your guides are saying that do not lose focus, because this is a distraction. It's a distraction formed against you. Because it's like right now, you are going into this energy of regaining, things like your money and so on, being much more determined, recovering from a lot of things, getting assistance. For others of you, even with gift, it's like working on your spiritual journey and finally seeing things pull through and so on and so forth, right? But it's going to come through as temporary success. Yeah, because I'm seeing withdrawal and numbness here if you ever decide to participate in whatever distraction this is. So you need to be careful, you need to watch out, because guys, people are weird out here. People will legit just love you for your bedroom energy, because they know that it can bring a lot of luck. They watch you from afar. They know that, okay, this person likes this and this and this. How can I get them to easily like me? How can I get them to easily just kneel down for me so that I can just have them all to myself and just drain them and throw them away and act like, oh, nothing, because even now the illusions card came up again, and it's about how you're going to lose control if you ever participate in this distraction. Even if the promise is unfulfilled, it's like possibly for relationships, it could be a situation where it's like this person promising you like, oh, I'm going to get married to you, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to get my stuff together and so on, but just stick by me. That time you're sticking by someone that doesn't want to change anything, that doesn't change anything. You have eyes, use them, is what your grandmother is literally saying. You have eyes, use them. You have an intuition, you have a brain. Think. That's why January, the title, the theme of January is think. Do not let these people play with you. Do not let them play on your head. Okay? So, because I'm also hearing sabotage. We've been having insecure, hardship, poverty, loss of money or position, harshness, need, and lack of resources. What did I say? It's giving that energy that I always tell you about, where people are just being so weird. Like, a person can come through as like a succubus or an incubus. I feel like that's the best way to explain them. Someone trying to come into your life, trying to just sleep with you to just get your money, or even if they don't just sleep with you, like just being with you to just gain the things that are around you, or that they can, I'm also hearing the song Call Me. I think it's like a South African song. I think it's Kid, and I can't remember who else, right? But the whole thing of like call me, call me, call me, call me. I think those are the lyrics. It's this idea of like, oh, Call me like, yo, it's been a long time since I've seen you, kind of a situation. Don't let people fool you, okay? Because we're going into a new year, there's new plans, there's new things. I'm also hearing it's like booking a flight ticket again. That's what I'm saying. It's like doing things, even if it's not you actually booking a flight ticket, it's like doing things on a different level, you know. But your guys are saying that do not fret, do not fret. This person is not going to win. Okay, this person is not going to win, because even then they're saying that you need to make your decision and take action with confidence. You need to change something. You need to change something in your journey, because currently it's like you're still dissatisfied. And also, even with the whole separation thing, separation might also happen. Like I said, this person is like going to be realizing that, oh, this person was just a jerk, or they were just like someone that was just like an ugly person internally. That's what we're also getting. But I'm also hearing for others of you, those that do read the Bible and so on, I'm hearing having the faith of a mustard seed. Ooh, hold on. Anyways, I'm back like I never left. So it's going to be this thing of like this person holding things. I'm also hearing it's like holding your things hostage. Even if for others of you it's like it's also the illusion that this person, if it's not a thing that's going to happen in January. It's like maybe recently there was something that might have hurt your feelings, some form of separation, some form of action, and so on. And it's like it's because this person saw the things that you have, and now you are coming out of the situation much stronger. And it's like your story, because I was also getting like that story where you're going to be telling people that, you know what, I finally recovered, I found the assistance and so on, even if I did it alone. Because the sun will shine again, regardless of how dark it may be outside. Okay, let me shuffle the other cards for January. With January, what I'm seeing here is that many of you are going to be in this energy of being like much more rational, much more, cold because of the situation. But others of you, I'm seeing you being much more critical, much more calculated. I'm getting this energy that some of you might be teachers, lawyers, surgeons, journalists, or chefs, while others of you, I'm seeing you as healers, counselors, advisors, or authors. It's like you're going to be very emotionally connected to certain things. It's like having to not choose per se, but realizing that with me being calculated, I don't have to constantly be in touch with certain things. I can be in touch with things that I care about, things that pour into me the same way I pour into them, right? But with others of it, you're still going to be having this controlling energy, and that's what your guys are saying, that you need to stop having this controlling energy, because it's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, we even have the "it's time" card. They're saying it's time for action. Things are fast tracked to unfold quickly and smoothly. What did I say? We had more confirmation about it, because I said it in the beginning where I was like, it's like your guides are trying to speed up the process. It's like they're going to be placing you in certain things, just pushing you into things because you simply do not want to do that for yourself. Even with the empty nest, it's like you're going to be looking back at a certain situation, or even the separation that we're talking about, and you're going to realize that I need to move on because no one is home. Okay, it's like this cycle of completion, this ending, right, and a new beginning. Yeah, even if it feels lonely, it's like you're going to be starting a new life, making adjustments. Others of you, I'm seeing you graduating is another one that I'm getting. We even have repairmen. It's like repairing things, maybe within the house and so on. Maybe it could also be something that you also do as a living, like as a job. Some of you, it's like you're upgrading certain things, upgrading a car, upgrading a house. You're recovering from things. Others of you, it's like you're getting off, the substances that you might be using and so on and so forth. With a certain situation, though, they're saying that as much as you would want to fix certain things, you need to proceed carefully, okay? Because as much as you want to fix certain things, not all things can be fixed, and not all things should be fixed, because those things happened for a reason. Okay, so as much as you'd want to make things right, first start by making your things in your life right before you'd also want to fix other things with other people. Because even if you can fix a bond with someone else, the same thing can show up just because you didn't fix yourself. Okay, so that's another one. So others of it, like, I'm getting this energy of you healing and finally moving on. um I'm seeing that some of you might actually be expecting a child, a baby. Others of you, the baby could also be a sign of like a new phase within your life. This energy of being needy, wanting that affection, but there's this rapid growth kind of energy, this fresh start kind of energy. Even with the child card, it talks about how so many of you are still stuck in this whole, stubborn energy. Others of you need to focus on your inner child and do what you love. I'm seeing exploration as well, having time to play and just laugh and so on and so forth. And taking delight in simple things. And even with the biker card, I'm seeing that right now it's like you're going to be realizing that you're a lone wolf, but you'd rather be a non-conformist and stand up for yourself. It's like you're going to be in this energy of breaking rules. That's what I'm saying, like where you realize that you can't be caring about everybody else and how they're doing and what they're doing and what they think about you if you were doing a certain thing, because they're doing that and they think like this or that. So they're saying enjoy the ride, because I was also getting people giggling and realizing that life is not that serious. And the more that I keep on trying to control it, trying to set this, timeline, trying to plan this and this and this and that, I'd rather live my life as much as I can plan. You'd rather live and go with the flow while planning, of course, than to constantly be trying to control things and so on and forgetting to just live. Okay, so that's another one. So you guys are also saying that there's this need for speed, or you need to hurry up when it comes to a lot of the things that you're planning. I feel like, just to not make my readings much longer, I'm going to make two parts of the reading. So I feel like I'm going to have the videos, there's probably going to be 3 videos of this one, and then I'm going to be going into detail for specific zodiac signs. So it's going to be a lot, but we are going to do it. Let me shuffle the cards for February. With the two of cups, you need to open your heart and receive some love from others, because that's another thing that I'm getting here. There's like a connection here. Some of you might be finding a certain person, bumping into someone, during February. Others of you, I'm seeing it's like the person that you've been with, trying to light the spark with you. Others of you, it's like from January, if you try to fix things with someone and the both of you successfully managed to do that. Yeah, things are definitely coming together. There's going to be that balance, that attraction, but I feel like this partnership can also be a very new thing, right? Because I'm getting this thing of like meeting someone that's new and very different from you and liking them, and also them liking you back. With the Ace of Swords, though, they're saying that with February you must use your logic. Okay, you need to keep on praying for clarity within this month, as there is going to be a breakthrough, because of certain ideas that you're going to be basically using to succeed or using to direct you in your life. Okay, so even with the Ace of Wands, it talks about new beginnings, leadership. Others of it might be that you're getting a promotion because of your originality and your hard work, is what we're also getting. But I'm also getting that some of it's like you are panicking. Okay, maybe at work things were a bit difficult in terms of like the situations going on, because that's another one that I was getting, because I was also hearing spiraling. But your guys are saying that this is the beginning of creative endeavors, inspiration, and origin. So it's like some of you you're going to be inventing certain things. You're going to be designing certain stuff, creating. It doesn't even have to be literal, like designing clothes, creating objects. It's like designing the life of the I almost said dream of your life, the life of your dreams, and there's going to be this energy of stability that's going to form. There's going to be this foundation and control and organization, is what the guides are saying with the Queen of Wands in a two-way. All right, so yeah, there's this energy of power, rebirth, and changes and contribution. It's like this energy of people coming in, assisting you, and so on and so forth. and you just accepting it simply because you have accepted in January that I also need help. Okay, eventually you're going to realize, oh, I need the assistance, I need the help, I need everything that I can get because I can't do this alone, is what your guides are saying about February. Let's see what you need to be focusing on within the month of February. Let me first shuffle. With February, we have that there's also a person of fire. You might be the person of fire or the person that you might be meeting. Remember when I was saying like they're going to ignite the spark from the new things that they're teaching you and all that stuff. But just in general, I'm seeing that we have this energy of being a trendsetter in February, being much more confident, being visionary, being a catalyst, being energetic. Some of you I'm seeing entrepreneur. Others of you I'm seeing this sexy energy, this charming energy, being outgoing, being creative, and just being in your grinding, like in your bag, like ruthless, being courageous and strong-willed. I'm getting that with many of you. There's others that when you're doing content creation, there's going to be the like emails coming in for like PR content and so on and so forth. And even then, you're still going to be doing it as the biker, as the lone wolf, right? The lone wolf style. The thing that I mentioned in general, where you have to realize that you won't conform to other people's things. You will be the person standing alone because you know exactly what you want and how you are. Therefore, that's exactly how your February is going to be. Let's move on to the next month. Oh, with March, I was hearing the song. I forgot the song's name, but I was hearing the part where it said, "I know nothing even matters, nothing even matters to you." And the worst part about it is that we had the Three of Swords. Guys, March, but don't worry, okay? Because I'm seeing that there's a reason as to why there's going to be this pain during March. Because I'm seeing that someone is going to coming through with a bitter truth. For some of you, there's going to be a separation, some form of heartbreak due to some form of selfish action by either you or the other person, right? I was also hearing I forgot the lady's name. I think it's Clairo, and it's the song is slow something. So it's very like I'll find the song and place it on the screen. But anywho, with the judgment card, it talks about how with this situation happening, you're going to be awakening to the situation or the reason as to why it happened. Okay, there's going to be the self-assessment, this energy of rejuvenation, to a point where still you're going to be focused on what you're supposed to be doing. It's like despite this sad energy of the breakup or of the heartache and so on, because with some of it, it's like it's not even just about it being a separation. It can also be a thing about it simply being where you are replaying the situation and maybe being triggered by the person that you're going to be with, and not in a way of them wanting to do it to you, but in a way of like, because you haven't healed from the past situation, you feel triggered by what your current person is doing. You get what I'm trying to say? So there's this energy of having to reach out for help and trying to understand and gain perspective on the situation itself. I'm also seeing that you have a very huge influence on others. March, you're going to have a very huge influence on others, because I'm seeing like people just looking over others of you. I'm seeing that there's this gossip energy that's coming around where people are going to just, because I'm also hearing people trying to make themselves feel better, talking about you and starting rumors is another thing that I'm getting, because that's what I saw. And they're going to be doing this thing of like, am I the drama? And it's like, yes you are, So with the Queen of Pentacles though, they're saying that you need to focus on your home, family, success, and abundance in March. It's like despite all those negative feelings and so on, you need to focus on yourself. Okay, because I'm also getting that it's like you're this protective, generous, and charming person, very intelligent is what your guides are saying, very kind-hearted and truthful, and very practical. It's like you're going to be taking your time to focus on your craft that's going to feed you and your family, and there's another one. It's like you're still going to be learning that like, oh, the opinions of others are not going to put food on my table. Like that's none of my business, because I feel like for others of you, you had to even do the most wildest things that you didn't even think you'd have to do to just put food on the table is another one that I'm getting. But it's going to be taken as like like, oh, yo, I'll never do that kind of a thing, or why would you do that, kind of a situation. I'm so sorry about that, but anyway, let's see what you need to be focusing on in March. Guys, I'm trying to make this video short as hell, but it's not working because we are already 44 minutes into the video. But anyway, what should they focus on in March? What should they be focused on in March? Okay. Okay, so in March, we're seeing that friendship is going to be the thing that's going to be carrying you out. Okay. Some of it's like, I feel like you're going to be meeting someone new via a networking event. Others of it's like via social media. Yeah, it's like meeting your soul tribe during March, and then them seeing you for who you are, them seeing you for your hard work and your efforts, them being there for you and assisting you. Even with the hammock, it's like at this time with your guides saying that focus on you and your family, despite the situation that's going to be happening. They're saying that there's going to be a thing of trying to relax, trying to sleep, but also understanding that you're very supported. And as much as you are going to be much more inactive in March, it's a way of you recovering or pausing or just taking your time off. It's like for others of you, I'm also getting like this energy of you going on a vacation, just to clear off your mind, possibly also from the money that you're going to be making, especially within like February is what I'm also getting, and January. So it's also the self-actualization. It's like also brainstorming on what's next. Okay, because I'm also hearing with others of you, it's like you're like, who's next? It's like realizing like, okay, these people are now doing a whole different thing. It's still hurting my feelings, but like, did I really just let them do that to me? Like, who's next now? Like, who's going to be, So it's like, no, I don't want that kind of an energy. Let me try and, because some of it's like you're going to be regaining this thing of knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, like telling yourself, like, hey, I'm confident, I'm capable, I am strong, I am intelligent. Okay, so it's like self-affirmations, kind of a march is what I'm getting. Let's move on to the next month. Guys, so April is the one that's scaring me a lot. With April, we had again the Three of Swords, we had the Tower card, and we had the Knight of Swords upside down. It's like, again, from the situation of March, that situation or that emotion is going to be going into April with you. There's going to be a tower moment. Remember that with tower moments, there's this sense of a reality check, a shift, destruction or upheaval, a collapse of a certain thing. I'm also hearing the collapse of an illusion, but it will definitely be something that will help you build something on a truth. I'm hearing build on a truthful foundation, because you can't build on a tacky foundation. Okay, so there's also going to be this thing of like, as much as this thing hurts you, it's like so many of you have seen you going back to the gym officially and being much more serious, because as much as January and February you're like, yeah, I'm going back to the gym, you were not going as much as within April, right? Because with April, it's like you're going to try and focus on other things besides this thing that hurts you, to a point where you're just going to be grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, right? I'm seeing that this situation was caused by, or is going to be caused by, someone that's very deceitful. I was also hearing tyrant. Crazy. Someone that's very unpredictable and very disorganized. It's like someone that's very iffy, I guess, if you want to say it like that. So it's like you're going to be in this energy of giving yourself a reality check, like, oh, this person is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and this is exactly why things couldn't work out between us, or things like that. Because for others of you, I'm still getting this energy of like how you were like, oh, I want to fix certain friendships or relationships with certain people, and now you're realizing that as much as I wanted to rekindle this situation, I'm realizing why I should have just let it die, right? Because I'm hearing the meme. Hold on. Like I was saying, I'm so sorry. It's like you are dealing with someone that is very like nonchalant, someone that's just like, oh, very avoidant, very, whether it's a friendship, a family relationship, or a relationship, it's like this person is just like, I'm also hearing tacky, like, which is weird. But anywho, we have cabin, ostrich trap, and heart and home. With the cabin, it's like you're going to be feeling very like detached, very lonely, very, very closed off, right? It's like you're going to be in this energy of being separated or disconnected, is what your guides are saying, confirming the situation, as you can see. With the ostrich type, they talk about how you might also be avoiding things in the beginning, trying to close your like trying to close this thing of constantly overthinking about the situation, refusing to face the reality, because it makes you feel threatened. It's like having to look into the mirror again. But it's also because of this fear-based thinking, is what your guides are saying, and you're constantly just trying to run for cover. Others of you, it's like you might be in a situation that has caused this person to just like embarrass you, and you're going to be trying to hide instead of fully confronting yourself for letting this person do what they did to you. Okay, so that's what I'm also getting, because I was also hearing the meme, how can I heal in the midst of the fire? How can I heal in the midst of the fire? It's like the person that created the fire and the fire is there. How can you heal in the midst of the fire? That's what I'm also getting. Even with the heart and home, it's like at the end of the situation, with you having this energy of, because I'm seeing that so many of you at home, things are going to be together. We're also seeing boundaries here. It's like learning boundaries, learning like this energy of keeping people, loving people from a distance, right? And being comforted by people at home, by people that are filled with kindness, and people that don't make you feel somehow. That's what I'm also getting from this, where it's like you're just going to be going home. Many of you, it's like maybe you might be going home to just go visit during that month, is what you're also getting. Some of it's like maybe your grandparents might have owned farms or might still own farms, and you might be going home to just go and chill on the farm, is what we're also having. Others of it's like, again, the similar retreat but with family, just to spend time with people that actually support you, people that actually want to go on adventures with you. Same goes as those friends that we talked about before. Let's shuffle the next few cards. In May, I was getting this song, China's song, was I Am a Gummy Bear. So it talks a lot about, childhood, that thing of like being playful, just being like, oh, just enjoying yourself. We have the Hermit here, the Page of Swords, the Devil, and the Seven of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Ooh. Like with the Hermit card, it talks about solitude, inner truth, enlightenment, and wisdom, right? It's like you're going to be much more wiser. Despite the loneliness, despite the isolation, you're going to be much more wiser. You're going to be coming out, you're going to be the light of your life, is what I'm also getting. I'm also hearing for some people, it's like you're going to realize that you are the love of your life, because maybe that's also another reason as to why your relationships have been going down the drain, or your friendships have been going down your drain, because you love people more than you love yourself. And you need to stop that. With the Page of Swords, they're also saying that you need to take your time to think before you act. There's this energy of you being very energetic during May, very talkative. You need to keep quiet, silence. Okay, as much as you're very eager, very curious, there's going to be this energy of you having to calm down, because I'm getting like people being faced by the fact that you're going to just be bouncing back, is what I'm also getting. So there's this aggressive energy that's going to come through. So even with the Devil card, they're saying that you are only limited by what you believe is possible. Remember what I said? So there's this energy of obsession, basically being chained down by the things that you might still be fearing at that time, but at the same time, it's like you're going to be realizing that, okay, this is what has been keeping me locked down. Let me do this and this and this and that. Let me change the way that I think. So because I'm also hearing changing things will lead you to being prosperous. So there's this energy of you finally just planning things, just looking back at your things and just being like, if I could survive the situation from 2020 something, or from 6 years ago, or from 3 months ago, I can still survive this. And I've made it far enough to just be, because I'm also hearing some of your guys being like, I'd be damned if this child gave up. I'd be damned if I let this child down. I'd be damned if, So you need to understand that your guides are rooting for you. I mean, when the crowd is rooting for you, okay? It's like for some of you, you also need to understand that some of your support is actually going to be coming from random people that you don't even know. It's like meeting new people, just like the other card that we mentioned, like meeting your soul tribe, meeting people that are very like connected to you, and that are going to still be sticking with you because they're meant to be there and grow with you. right? So even with the justice card, I'm hearing that it's like I'm seeing the word lost. Maybe you felt lost, or you might have felt like you lost at a situation, like you're losing. Because I'm also hearing the song "Loving You is a Losing Game," But there's going to be justice. Your guys are also saying that you need to use your intuition to set your moral compass. You need to thrive in this energy of truth and this energy of clarity, and understand that there's this energy of what goes down must come up, and what goes up must come down. Okay, so it's never a set thing. Things can change very quickly. Okay, so even if people can laugh at you and blah blah blah, or when a situation has hurt you, don't focus on it as much. As much as people can say that they don't believe in karma, because there's so many things that have, understand that, because I'm even hearing someone's grandfather and uncle say, understand that each dog has its day. What did I say? Just because you might not be seeing it today, or in the next 4 weeks, or in the next 3 years, does not mean that each dog does not have its day. Okay, so with May, what we have here is that we have the flag, we have the fortress, and we have the olive branch. With the flag, there's this achievement that's going to be happening during May. That's all I was saying, that there's going to be this victory or this success or this energy of being recognized. Okay, and your plans coming to fruition. And even with the fortress, it's like there's this energy of staying in power, but also learning how to balance out your stubbornness. While others of it, like, you're still sealed off. You're still sealed off, and you're still having to learn how to exit this fortress, because it's like maybe you've been spending a lot of time at home ever since the whole incident in the previous month and so on. But it's like you are preparing yourself to be ready for anything, and there's this energy of determination. It's like getting to wear your crown again and understand that that thing might have put me down, but I'm still standing. I can still, because that's another song that I'm hearing. I'm still standing from the movie Sing. I think it's Sing 1, Because even with the olive branch, I feel like there's also someone that's going to be coming through, trying to make amends with you, trying to basically have this agree to disagree kind of conversation, to come to terms with you, and so on and so forth. I'm seeing like a letter or a text, just a message coming in. It might be that this person might say, like, oh, let's meet in public, let's talk about this, that kind of a situation. That's why your guys were saying that be wise when it comes to this. Don't be closed off. But maybe that's also another reason as to why you guys are saying that you might be closed off. It's like once you see this text, you're just going to be like, no, but your guys are saying take these calculated risks. If you feel like it's worth, if it's worth it, and you can see that this person is someone that's willing to change things, instead of, because I'm also hearing like you might be dealing with someone or certain people that are in this energy of like, I'm sorry that what I did, apparently according to you hurt you, and it's like that's not an apology. Okay, so you need to read between the lines. Again, I was also getting this energy of 111 being the number. So, guys, remember the things that you think of and the things that you manifest. Okay, so you are what you consume. Let's shuffle for the next month. In June, I was getting this energy of experiencing a loss. If it's not the energy from the previous months, it's like experiencing a loss, like of someone, but not like breaking up, like I mean an actual loss, because I was hearing like a funeral song. It's like someone around you might be sick to a point where it's like they just feel like they can't do this anymore. They feel like they can't, if it's not that, it's like you might also be in that energy of like, maybe it's one of your down days where you feel like, you're so tired of being on earth, you're so tired of just like trying to push and push and push, and there's like nothing that's happening, is what I'm also getting from your guides, so it's like June might take a turn where, as much as you might be experiencing negative feelings, some of you might be having this thing of like being very clean from cutting yourself from certain substances, and it's like you might drop back into those things, or you might be in this thing of like also realizing, as much as like you're in this energy of wanting to go home, or that person wanting to go home, there's this overall energy of getting back into the negative things to just try to lift your spirit up is what I'm getting, right? We have the Page of Cups upside down, the Strength card. I was also seeing the word Phoenix, the Queen of Wands, and we also have the Ten of Wands upright. With the Page of Cups, they're talking about how there's this energy of, it's like you're dealing with someone that's very immature, someone that's very irrational. I'm also hearing with your guys, they're saying that with the selfish energy, they feel like you're being selfish because you are their wildest dreams. So now you wanting to die, it's like you are basically trying to stop the prayers that your grandmother or your grandfather was saying over your life, the prophecies that were said over your life. So they're saying, don't be selfish. Okay, don't be selfish. Because even with the situation, that's not saying that if there's a situation, God forbid, but of a person passing on at home, there's this energy of you deviating from the path, going back to bad habits is what I'm also getting. So yeah, it's a very, very, very tough energy. But with the Strength card, they're saying that you must understand that there's going to be a moment that you're going to be self-assuring yourself. There's going to be a moment of confidence, resilience, courage, and inner power. It's like you will stand again. Even as the Queen of Wands, they're saying that you will feel that warmth again. You will feel that enthusiasm again, that determination, and adapt, and be like and adapt to the situation. Despite the death that we might have talked about. Also, with it being death, it can also be the death of the old version of you, because as much as we can also create this thing of like, oh, in a new year I'm a new person, your awakening can happen at any time, and that means it's the death of the old you, right? And with that moment, that's when people usually fall into spaces of anxiety, depression, or all that. That's not saying that it could be that it's also you just being like, oh, I'm so done with this, and so on and so forth. But yeah, so your guys are saying that there's going to be the steady force and independence with the Page of Wands in June, right? And with the Ten of Wands, yeah, that's also saying that there's this energy of it being a burden or a responsibility or the stress, this blockage or loss of faith. Or excessive pressure and frustration. Others of you are also getting it from a workplace. Others of you, it's like you might be the person that's constantly taking care of the family. It's giving breadwinner kind of a situation where it's like people are just constantly like, calling, oh, can I please? And no one is giving you a break, and you just frustrated as hell because it's like there's so many things happening at once and so on and so forth. Others of you, I'm also hearing you need to step up. It might be that, again, once this, death occurs, you will be the one that will have to step up in the household or within the family to do certain things. You might be the one that has to do future gatherings. You might be the one that has to plan things like the funeral. You might be the one that has to pay for things like hospital bills alone while people are there just sitting and just that's another one that I'm getting. Or having this energy of like, while you're down bad and so on, people are not even checking up on you, people are not even doing all these things and so on and so forth. Because I'm also getting this being more about family more than anything, right? It's like your June is filled with more family energy more than like external energy. Okay, because as much as you're carrying all of this, I'm also getting this energy of you finally being like, I'm done, right? I'm also hearing the meme from the Judge Judy video where she was like, I'm done. Like super seriously, the one where it's like you're going to tell people to, like back off. That kind of a thing. Like, oh, you weren't here when 1, 2, 3 was happening and so on and so forth. Therefore, when it comes to the pressures of my life, I shall not include you. I shall carry the things that involve me, that are for me and that are about me. Okay, so don't involve yourself in a situation that that what, people wouldn't do the same for you. It's a kind of a lesson that you're going to be learning within June. Let's see what else you need to be focusing on. I love how they came through to just prove my point. They're saying convertible, being very much, adaptable, like being able to adapt to the situation, changing things and just going about and just enjoying things. There's this two-faced energy that's also coming through. That's not saying that there was this weird, and also this thing of being flexible, making certain choices, and also having many options, and also deciding to free yourself from the situation itself, because people are selfish out there, but once you become selfish, now you're the jerk and you're not. Okay, so even with the rainbow card, it's like once you do this, you are going to be paid off with this like abundance, because I'm also getting the patience pays off. For some of it, like besides it being that very heavy situation that might be happening, it's also a thing of like you might have been in a situation where business might be running low or something at work might not be going right and so on and so forth, and officially you decided to drop everyone and just focus on yourself and just focus on manifesting. And there's this thing of perfect timing, wealth coming in, money coming in, being at the end of the rainbow to receive your treasures, because you finally decided to do what's right for you and not what's right for everybody else but you. Let's go to the next reading. I think I'm gonna make it a part 2. Like I said, I'm so sorry guys for the long video. Like I said, it's just a general one, that's why it's much longer. So let's go to part 2. Don't forget to also go and subscribe to our YouTube channel for spiritual jewelry. Just check out Celestial Collective Co. Private readings will start on the 3rd of January. You can still book now, but the problem is that I don't like when people book like right now and then January, so I want it like as soon as January hits. Once you want to book a reading, just book it. And then yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Let's see.